Boxing truth here. Let me talk about this David Benavidez Ronald Gavril fight. Just watched the fight. Just ended. It was a hell of a fight. Much more tough for Benavidez than I anticipated. I thought he clearly won the fight by the margins the two judges had it for him. I don't see how you can give Gavril that fight. I mean, he fought very well. I've never seen Gavril fight before. From Romania, he's got a pretty good pedigree amateur-wise, but I never seen him fight before. So I was going into this fight wondering what Gavril had, whether I was going to be surprised a little bit, and he did surprise me in some ways. He tested the young man tonight. He tested his gas tank, took him to the deep waters, even though Gavril doesn't have much experience himself going in that deep. But it wasn't an easy fight, even though I felt Benavidez clearly won the fight. Landed the harder shots, damaged up Gavril much more compared to what Gavril did to Benavidez, hurt him a few times to the body. He made the rounds very tough for Benavidez to win. Even the early rounds where Benavidez was putting a lot of rounds in the bank, I thought he won the first 5 rounds of the fight. Gavril came back a little bit in the middle rounds, but I thought the most he won was about 4 rounds in the fight. Benavidez got a second win, took his time, paced himself in the second half of the fight, and then he turned it up when he needed to. Benavidez is the real deal. He's still young, still learning, and he's only going to get better with time. And what he experienced tonight is only going to do wonders for his career. He needed this type of fight, get taken to deep waters, get tested, have his gas tank tested, and he fought a tough guy tonight who wouldn't go away, who was very motivated to win that WBC strap as much as Benavidez was. It was a hell of a fight. A fight that Benavidez clearly won, but competitive, and he's going to be a real pro for a long time to come. He's now the WBC super middleweight champion, won a vacant strap, and it's becoming a really deep and exciting super middleweight division. You can't even say that whoever wins the World Boxing Super Series is the best middleweight in the world, even though there are some talented fighters in that tournament. But you still have Zurdo Ramirez not in the tournament. You still have Benavidez, who now just has the WBC strap. There's a few other guys as well who are not in the tournament. So the super middleweight division is becoming interesting. It's becoming a pretty deep division, and can't wait to see Benavidez' next fight, man. His fights are entertaining. It was hell of a fight to watch. One of the better fights this year. Gavril was tough as nails. He had a really tight defense, made it tough on Benavidez to really get him to open up, land some of his counter shots, but Benavidez turned it up in those last 2 rounds, put an ass whooping on Gavril, and separated himself from him. The knockdown was a off-balance shot. Benavidez was never hurt, was just caught off balance and was careless and got dropped due to a balance shot. And it almost cost him. It was a Mayweather promoted show. There was some fishy scorecards on this card tonight. I mean, I was waiting for Benavidez the whole night. I mean, I went through torture watching those 2 bum fights prior to this fight. I mean, bum-ass Caleb Plant and bum-ass Jalen Love. Never want to see those guys again. Fell asleep watching Caleb Plant fight. That dude is trash. Love is trash. But Benavidez is real. He's got a promoter in Samson Lukowitz. Al Heyman is advising him. We'll see where he goes from here. He's got a bright future ahead of him, and he's one of my favorite fighters in the game today. Another young phenom America has produced in David Benavidez. Congratulations. This is Boxing Truth. I'm out.